I have experienced a 400% gain on one trade and one trade alone. I'm going to explain how I did that and how I was able to find value in this particular stock coming up. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. I'm doing something a little bit different today, talking about a breakdown of a stock that I made. And so, lately I've just kind of been going over, what to watch out for a lot, and haven't really kind of broken down one of the trades that I've made. And I know that in the past you guys have really liked that. And so I felt like, being able to break down my thought process on how I find value in these stocks is something that I think probably is pretty important. But what I also wanted to kind of give you as well is kind of my insights on what this really means, a 400% gain in a penny stock and what that represents. And so stick around towards the end of the video, because I'm going to give my insights on that as well, because it might sound sexy to experience a 400% gain, and it's exhilarating, right? This is what I live for. This is why I love the OTC and penny stocks in general. But I want to give you a little bit of a dose of reality too, so make sure you stick around for that. But before I get into the video, I certainly would appreciate if you could subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up if you appreciate this type of trade that I made, or if you want to see more videos such as this. I definitely would appreciate that. So let's get to it. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I have taken a position on QPRC, and I took it way back in the end of March. And why is it that I did that? Well, what you need to understand about penny stocks, and really kind of stocks in general, if there is a company out there that has a major lawsuit pending against them, that the suing company will often see a huge increase, a huge run up in a very short period of time. And that's what happened with QPRC when it was first discovered late May, or late fall, that QPRC was suing Amazon and had a lot of other various patents out there. People started buying the heck out of this thing. I actually played this, and it ran 800% from its lows then. But then people get bored. People start to realize, this could take a very long time. So it started to sell off rather quickly. This is very common, something that you see almost all the time when you're looking at court case plays, and I can give you an array of examples that this happens with. So most of the time, these court case type of plays where there's a small company suing a very large company, they don't last very long. The run-ups, they're very quick, very pumpy, very dumpy. And when I initially played QPRC, that's how I treated it. I treated it just as I would any other court case type of catalyst. Played the run, got out in a hurry, and moved on. So then there for a while over the wintertime and even early spring, QPRC was pretty dormant. It just kind of hung out here around 0073 area, anywhere between this 0050 and even as high as a penny, just kind of hung around in this channel. Well, then March 29th rolled around, and when March 29th rolled around, this came out. And this is what sparked QPRC again. It was a settlement with TiVo and a lot of other potential catalysts that came out. What I really liked about QPRC getting in at 008 and 0085 was this. So whenever I do my due diligence, I'm going to be looking up first, obviously, the chart to see where it's sitting at. Then I'm going to go to OTC markets, looking at the share structure. Again, it looks very good. I really try to stay away from a float that's hanging out above a 500 million, just because oftentimes it just takes too much dollar volume to really get it moving. Now, having said that, there are outliers, of course, but that's usually what I try to stay under. And I really try to stay away from a float that's also too small. Reason being for that is because, yes, a small float can really get moving, but it also can lead you to being stuck. It could be illiquid. There's a lot of problems that could land you in a lot of trouble if you get into something that has too small of a float, especially if there's not money rolling into that stock. So this time it felt a little bit different though. 3 days later, I was able to protect my initial investment, which, if you don't know what that means, is that I bought in at 008. I literally doubled my money at 016 and then sold half of my position. So if you don't know what that means, essentially what happens is, let's just say that you take $1,000 that you bought at 008, you sold it at 16, and then you're riding free shares at that point. The stress is off. You're taking out the money that you put into it out, and leaving the rest of your profits in there to see where it goes. So that's what I did with QPRC. And then I continued to follow it to see where it might go. Now you can see that it dipped down a little bit back down to 012 area, but I was still comfortable with that. I'm still at 50% profit at that point. And so then they started coming out with news that they were presenting at these various summits and showcases. And then they came out with a 10K that they have 118 new patents that they are looking to see if they have been infringed upon. That is the business that QPRC is. They find these patents and then look to see if potentially, companies have infringed upon these patents and go after them and settle them most of the time out of court. QPRC has yet to have gone to trial, and really it doesn't benefit them or the defendant that they're suing to go to trial, because it just costs too much in litigation. So lots of times, they just settle out of court. It works out best for everybody, and that is basically the business that QPRC is in. I think it's a great business model. What's been going on with them has been awesome. So they came out with this 10K, and that's kind of really what sparked them again. So if you can see, looking at the chart here, April 15th, 16th, 17th, that's when it really started to go up again, and it's starting to create now a really nice stair stepper pattern. And so in between here, they also came out with the fact that they were suing Apple as well. So Apple is on their list, Amazon is on their list. As you can see, Once Broke Mama within our WeTrade HQ group has shared a lot of what they are in, has basically given a laundry list of the potential settlements that they have going on. Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors, lots of big names here. They've already settled with other big names such as Texas Instruments, Asus, and the like. And so JCPenney, I mean, you name it, guys. Like, this is, I think, going to be a very strong stock moving forward, should you get in. So when you see a stock that's already ran 400%, most people that are either watching this channel for the first time, or maybe that are in the WeTrade HQ community, are saying, hey, is it too late to get into something like QPRC? And I think it's a very complicated question. When you get into something like this that's ran already over a period of time, I think that it's a little bit safer to try to find an area where it might make sense, trying to establish a support level that makes sense for you to be able to enter in at. But having said that, QPRC is obviously already volatile. We'll see what else comes from them. I think that QPRC has the potential to get to 10 cents. But that's just an opinion of mine. It's just based off of the experience that I've already had, the due diligence that I've already done. All of the mentors that I follow and that I've learned under are all millionaires now. But it didn't happen like that just overnight. It took years of experience and trials and failures to really understand that, and understanding how to manage your risk. And I think that's really the biggest key here. When I was talking to you about protecting my initial investment and really understanding how that works, that's me managing my risk. Sometimes these stocks don't work out, and so that's why it's also important to scale yourself in on smaller position sizes and not just throwing everything at it all at once. It's a little bit different style of trading than, really just your day traders. People that are trading on big board stocks, they can trade $30,000, $40,000, $100,000 at any given time. But you have issues of liquidity down here, and so there is a huge potential for major profitability down in the OTC and in penny stocks as well. But you have to understand how to manage that risk, because if you don't, you will lose, and you will lose badly. The bottom line is, guys, is that if you're willing to take the risk and learn how to trade penny stocks, then we have the resources and tools available to you over at WeTrade HQ. So if you're interested in checking that out, the links are down in the description below, so please go check those out. I want to be able to help people trade penny stocks and trade them smartly, and understand that this isn't some get rich overnight quick scheme. But there is value to be had here, and you can certainly make a living out of it. So if you want to go check that out, feel free to do that. And again, please like and subscribe this video if you got a lot of value out of this, if you learned a lot. Maybe I gave you a new perspective on how to trade penny stocks, and understanding that this isn't some glamorous thing. I'm not out on my yacht living it up. I do live comfortably. I love my life. I love being able to just kind of do whatever it is that I want to go do. But as you can tell, I'm not riding to the moon in a Lamborghini next week. So having said that, guys, if you want to see more content such as this, I certainly would appreciate a subscribe and a thumbs up. And go follow me on social media as well. I'm over on Twitter. We have a Facebook group. All those links are down in the description below as well. And that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I will see you all before the bell, and B Smith is out.